Hello, everybody. Here we are. Today we're going to take things a little bit slower. Maybe if just before we get started, if you recommend grabbing a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a big towel, rolling it up, using it around the for what we're going to do today, or maybe a bathrobe, rope, anything at all that you can find that would resemble some sort of a strap. All right, we're just going to get started. We're going to begin with a little bit of breathing today. Who knows what day it is? It really doesn't matter. I don't even know. All I know is where I'm at here in Nova Scotia. It is snowing outside. It's almost a little bit peaceful. I always find a little extra quiet when it's snowing out. So we're going to take a moment just to discover a little bit of our breath. So maybe close your eyes. If you need to feel grounded today, you can rest your hands on palms facing down to feel grounded, up to feel lifted. We'll take a deep cleansing breath in. Open your mouth, sigh. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And in. Fill all the way up. Another sip. And let it all go. Slowly. Bringing the breath in through your nose. And out through your nose. And in through your nose. And out of your nose. Incorporating out of the Ujjayi breath, bring a slight restriction into your throat. It's almost as if you were fogging up a pair of glasses to polish them. Breathe in slowly. Throat restriction, and out slowly through your nose. Listen to your breath. Listen to the sound it makes as you breathe in. The sound of the breath it makes as you breathe out. Breathing in slowly through your nose. And out through your nose. Slowly breathing in. I am breathing in. Breathe out. I am breathing out. Breathe in. I am breathing in. Breathe out. I am breathing out. Just taking a few more silent breaths here. Let's take one deep breath in together. Fill up. And let it all go. We will begin in downward facing dog. Taking your time to come into downward facing dog. Hands spread a little bit wider than shoulder width. You tuck your toes under, lift your pelvis towards the sky. Shoulders are down and back. Focus on building strength in your downward dog and letting go of flexibility. Flexibility will happen over time. The more we practice, the more flexible we'll get. So right now, we'll focus on building strength in our bodies. Pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Releasing your chest towards your shins. Breathing deep into your belly, lower back. Three breaths here in downward dog. One more full breath in. And let it go. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Holding your high plank here for 5, 4, 3, 2, deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down, either through your knees or full push-up. Bringing your chest all the way down to the floor, hands underneath your shoulders or by your mid-ribs. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Really press the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and stay. Take your hands out off the mat. Tense your fingers, elbows towards the sky, like spider legs. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, drop the right shoulder, look left. Inhale to center. Drop the left, look right. Inhale to center. Drop right, look left. Inhale to center. Drop left, look right. Inhale to center. Holding here, bring your hands up underneath your shoulders to a hover. Lift a little bit higher. Oh, and bring your hands down underneath your forehead just to rest for a moment. 3 breaths here. Bringing your hands back underneath of your shoulders, or by mid-ribs, either pull into, excuse me, sorry, I can't talk today. Made a little bit too much wine last night. We're going to lift into baby cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, lift, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step or walk or float to the top of the mat. Breathe in for a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Coming all the way up, taking a nice big stretch. Sun salutation A, fold down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step or float. High to low plank. Chaturanga. Lift for your back bend. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step, walk, or float. Top of the mat. Breathe in for a flat back. Fold. Inhale, rise. Coming all the way up. Exhale, fold down. Sun salutation A again. Breathe in for a flat back. Hands to the earth. Step or float. Chaturanga. Low push up into baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here in your downward dog. Take a nice deep breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step through the front of your mat, low runner's lunge. Working on our hamstrings to start today. Begin to press your heels. So your hips towards your heels and walking your hands back to the mid-mat. And then begin to lengthen the leg. But I want you to think of trying to pull your collarbone towards your big toe as you press the hip farther back to the front of the room. So you're lengthening your spine, pulling the body forward as you pull the hip back. With every breath out, you try to release a little bit more of that hamstring. Breathing deep into the leg, flexing the toes. Breathe in, come forward, bend the knee. Press your left hand to the floor, lift the right and twist. 3 breaths here. Creating a long line, wrist to wrist. Internalize, listen to the body. Listen to your breath. Exhale, hand down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes underneath. Lift the knee up off the floor. Step back. High plank. Full breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Low push up into baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step through to the front of your mat, low runner's lunge, other side. Walking your hands back towards the mid-mat or by your knee, you press your hips to your heels, lengthening that left leg, stretching into the hamstring. Now again, I want you to think of pulling the collarbone towards the big toe. Pulling the hip back, stretching deep into that hamstring. Take a nice deep breath in. And long breath out. Inhale, come forward. Pressing the right hand into the floor, lift the left and twist. 3 breaths here. Full breath in. Exhale, hand down to frame the front foot. Lift the back leg, step back, high plank. Full breath in. Chaturanga, low push-up. Squeeze those elbows into your ribs. Lift for your back bend. Then downward facing dog. 2 full breaths in downward dog. Long, deep breath in. And breath out. One more time. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step through the front of your mat. High runner's lunge this time. When you find your balance, inhale to rise. Bring your arms up over your head, or maybe bring your hands to heart center, wherever you're at in your practice today. Shoulders are down and back. Deep breath in. Exhale, try and lunge a little bit deeper. Really fire up that left glute muscle. Find your focus. Find your strength and stability here. Really pull the navel up. Squeeze the core and the glutes. Think of trying to pull the feet towards each other, engaging the inner thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, deep breath in. Exhale, hands down, come down to frame the front foot. Now maybe tent the fingers behind or beside the front foot. And then begin to lengthen that front leg, pressing the hips towards the sky. Keeping that back heel lifted, maybe shift that back foot in a little bit. If pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana is in your practice, by all means, pull the foot in to flatten the foot or keep it up off the floor. Or keep the heel up off the floor, rather, sorry. Now again, I want you to think of trying to take the collarbone towards the front big toe, finding length and a deeper stretch in that hamstring. Two more breaths here. Slowly begin to bend the front leg. Bring your hands to frame the front foot. Step back, high plank. Holding high plank here. Keep your hips in line with your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step through the front of your mat. Runner's lunge other side. Find your balance first. Then breathe in to rise. Squeezing that right glute muscle, firing up into your shoulders. Pull the navel up and in. Really engage your core here. That will help you with your balance. Continuing to breathe. Activating the inner thighs, trying to pull the thighs towards each other. Engaging the feet. Again, fire up that right glute muscle. Continue to breathe. Let go of anticipation. And focus on what's happening inside your body right now. Another full breath in. Exhale, hands down to frame the front foot. And again, maybe tent the fingers this time. You can pull that back foot in a little bit, keeping the heel up off the floor. Then you begin to straighten the left leg. Now again, you really want to try and pull the collarbone towards the big toe, finding length in the torso as well as a deeper stretch in the hamstring. And just continue to breathe. With every breath out, you try to release a little bit deeper into the stretch. Again, if Parsvottanasana, pyramid poses in your practice, by all means, pull in that right foot a little bit closer, pressing the heel into the floor of the right foot. Two more breaths. Slowly begin to bend the front leg. Step back, high plank. Hold your high plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, step, walk, or float, top of the mat. Breathe in for a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, coming all the way up, taking a nice big stretch. Arms down by your sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. Finding a few breaths here. Finding stillness. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly in through your nose. And out through your nose. In through your nose. And out through your nose. Take a nice full breath in together. Open your mouth. Coming a little bit forward to your on your mat, taking your feet out about a mat width apart, malasana, yogi squat, some people call it. Going to bring your hands to your heart center. Again, taking your feet out towards the two top corners of the room, so 10 and 2, or 2 and 10. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Exhale, we sit down. Now, as we begin to sit down, going deep into our hips here, you want to try and bring your elbows to the insides of your thighs or knees. And then you push the thighs back, squeeze your glute muscles that might lift you up a little bit higher. And then you try to pull your pelvis forward as you straighten the spine, trying to stack the shoulders over the hips. Holding here. Continue to breathe. Listen to what the body is saying here. What's going on? What's happening? Let go of anticipation. I'm still here. Now, if anyone would like to try crow pose, you can stay here in Malasana, or crow pose, reach your hands far forward. And then you bring your knees in towards your triceps. The focus is trying to get your knees towards your armpits. That might not happen today, and it might not happen tomorrow, but that's where you're trying to go. Now, a friend of mine, Stephanie Winters, who I will tag in this video later, has put a challenge out to hold crow pose for 10 seconds. So here we go. Wish me luck. Deep breath in. Exhale as you come forward, bringing your knees up into the triceps and armpits, keeping the hands wide apart. You lean forward, peeling the toes up off the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Exhale, low plank. Lift. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Whew. And let that go. Settling into your breath here. Just close your eyes in child's pose. And breathe. I'll come back to you in just a few breaths. Internalize. Listen to your body. Take a nice full breath in. And open your mouth. Inhale, ripple forward. Tabletop. As you come into your tabletop, find your flat back. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the head. Cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale and round. Inhale to lift. Exhale, round and stay. Holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flat back. Tuck your toes underneath. Downward facing. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step, walk, or float. Top of the mat. Breathe in for a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, coming all the way up. Big stretch. Exhale, fold down. Sun salutation. It's our last one. Breathe in for a flat back. Hands to the earth. Step or float. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale to lift for your back bend. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to wrist, pigeon pose. Your chin is going to come underneath of your body at about 45-degree angle or greater, up to 90. And then you're going to lengthen the left leg back. Walk your hands first back towards your hips, just a little lift in the chest. Look down, try and make sure that your knee in that right side, the thigh, is in line with the hip. So you're not sticking your knee far out. You want it out in front of you. And then when you're ready, begin to lower down to the earth. Going deep into that hip. Now you'll notice maybe some thoughts begin to arise. It could be the grocery list. It could be, I haven't been out of my house in days. Well, that went neither of the rest of us. So, when we talk about these thoughts that arise, sometimes they can be things that we thought we already let go of. They can be emotional. If they are emotional, let it out. Let it go. Know that you're in a safe place. We're all here for each other, supporting, and love. So if you need to cry, you let it out. And just settle into your breath here. Taking a few silent breaths. I'll leave you be. I'll be back shortly. Listen to your breath. Focus on your breath. The mind is going crazy, which is so normal. You're not alone on that one either. You should be in my head some days. Actually, don't be in my head some days. There's enough people in there as it is. You really just listen to your breath. And again, like we did in the beginning, keep it simple. Breathe in. I am breathing in. Breathe out. I am breathing in. Breathe in. I am breathing in. Breathe out. I am breathing in. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. Through your mouth, let it go. Slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your hips, lifting the body up off the floor. Your body's going to start to seize up a little bit, so take your time. Downward facing dog is where we're going. You tuck your left toes underneath, lift the knee up off the floor. Step back. Oh, take your time. Pedal out your feet, taking any movement that you need. Swinging your hips back and forth, maybe really bending one knee and stretching the other leg, and vice versa. And when you're ready, Lift the left leg. Breathe in. Step through, bring the knee towards the wrist, shin underneath your body. Fidget with my clothes, let go of reaction, Robbie. Now, as you come into your pigeon, line yourself up first. Shin comes underneath your body. You want to try and make sure that your knee is in line with the hip, so it's a straight line, knee to hip. Walk your hands back first, lengthen that right leg, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward. Lowering down to the earth as close as you can. And settling in here. It's cold in my garage, that's why my nose ran. Just breathe. Focus on the breath coming in through your nose. Down through your nose. And in through your nose. And out through your nose. Listen to your body. What does it say? What are the thoughts that are coming in? Sit in the discomfort for a moment. Recognize it. Take a deep breath in. And then let it go. As you breathe out, watch the flow. That thought float away. Let go of what no longer serves you. Make room. What inspires you. Just take a nice deep breath in. And let it go. Slow. Walking your hands back underneath. Tucking the right toes underneath. Lift the knee up off the floor. Take your time. Step back. Downward facing dog. Oh, stretch out those legs and those hamstrings. Move the hips around. This also is your last downward facing dog of this practice. So if you would like to take one final flow, by all means, rippling forward, high plank, chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees. Come to a seat on your mat. Bring your legs out in front of you. Janu Shashasana, you're going to straighten the right leg. Take it on a little bit of an angle, maybe towards 2 o'clock. Take the left foot, bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the front thigh. Kind of get a better angle here for everybody. There we go. Here. All right, now. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, fold forward, reaching for the thigh, the shin, the foot. Maybe just resting your hands on both sides of the foot. Maybe even bring your hands to the inside. There's lots of options here. I just want you to be comfortable in your body. Feel a nice stretch up the back, the left side, all the way into that right hamstring and foot. 5 breaths here. Take a nice deep breath in. And through your nose, let it go this time. Slowly begin to walk your hands back up. Stargazer's pose. Take the left hand behind you like a kickstand. You roll up onto the left shin, point your right toes, press your pelvis, squeeze your glutes to the sky, reach back with the right hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back down and switching sides. Taking the right sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh, flexing the left leg. Let's see if I can get back in this angle a little bit better for you. Inhale, lift your arms, turn, and fold. Now notice the difference from side to side. Me personally, I have some issues and injuries that I'm recovering in my body. I'm super flexible on my right side, however I have a bad right hip. I have a good left hip, but I'm super inflexible on my left side. So, it's kind of one thing's happening on one side because something's happening on the other. Anyway, I won't get into it too much. So just recognize the different sides that might need a little bit more work than the other. Two more breaths. Slowly begin to walk the hands back up. Taking the right hand behind you like a kickstand, you roll up onto the pelvis here. Roll up under the right shin. Told you I can't talk today. Point the left toes and reach far back, pressing the pelvis to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering back down. Taking your legs out in front of you, little bend in your knees, hands underneath your thighs, and lower all the way down to your backs. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a nice little hug here. I'm going to change my angle for a moment just so I can see your beautiful faces. Here we are. All right, so you're going to grab your strap or your towel, whatever you need. You're going to take both sides of your towel or strap and wrap it around the sole of your foot. Lengthen the left leg out onto the floor, and then just take a nice little stretch into the hamstring, flexing the toes, pulling the toes towards the back of the room. Just holding here. Maybe take a little bend in that right leg, going a little deeper into the hip, into the hamstring. Maybe close your eyes. With every breath out, you try to send the toes a little bit farther back. Two more breaths here. One more. Taking the strap into both sides of your strap or towel into your left hand. You can take your right arm out onto the floor, palm down to feel grounded, and then roll over towards the left side of the room, crossing the leg over top. The hips will stack, but the focus you really want to keep that right shoulder blade press firmly into the floor, so palm down to feel grounded. Keep the toes flexed in both feet. This is stretching your IT bands. Go down the muscles and tendons that connect from our hip to our knee, our glutes. This is a great stretch if you happen to be a runner or you walk a lot or spend a lot of time on your feet. Just a couple more breaths here. Full breath in. Slowly as you breathe out, come back to center. Scoop the the left leg up, switch sides. Extend the right leg out onto the floor, flexing both feet, and then trying to bring the left toes as far back to the back of the room as you can. Maybe close your eyes. With every breath out, you try to send the toes a little bit farther back. 3 more breaths. One more full breath in. And breathe out. Taking the strap into the right hand. Take your left arm out onto the floor. Wrist in line with your shoulder. Palm facing down, that left hand. And then you cross the leg over. Lifting, stacking the hips. Stretching the left side of the IT band. Maybe roll your head to the right side or to the left side. And just breathe. And feeling this nice stretch. Might be very intense for some. Breathe into it. 3 breaths. One more big breath in. Exhale, slowly come back to center. You can remove the strap or towel or whatever you used. And then give yourself one more big hug. Just rolling maybe a little bit side to side. Just noticing how the hip flexors feel here. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, Shavasana, our final pose. Just taking a moment here, just a few breaths, 5 deep breaths in silence. Nice deep breath in. Open your mouth. And then taking a nice big stretch, one of your toes. And then rolling over to your right side. And then making your way up into a seat. Take your time, there's no rush. Your legs crossed. Your comfortable seat, maybe sitting on your shins, wherever you're at. Bring your hands to heart center. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. I'm so very lucky that you've all come into my life. Remember that you're beautiful and amazing, and you need to tell yourself that more often. And tell the people around you that they are also beautiful and amazing. I would like to seal this practice off with one final Om. You can join me in sound or in silence. We'll take a cleansing breath and start. Deep breath in. And breath out. Inhale to Om. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. With grace and honor and the strength and vulnerability, I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. We'll see you all again soon.